This man has never knocked nobody out cold. He's a bully. He's slow. He has no skill, no footwork. He's awkward. And I have given him a name. Because he fights. When he's fighting, if you ever watch him in the ring, he drags like that after his opponent. and how's the mummy gonna catch me?
And all I had to do was to go out and beat for a man who had no skill, no class. Seriously, the man had no skill. I don't know why the world is so foolish to believe in him and think that I wasn't going to win.
Well, when you say you're ready to go to war right now...
I see that bear on the street, I'll beat him before the fight.
You'd actually take him on before the fight?
Beat him like I'm his daddy.
Basketball players out there, football players, they want to beat so bad, they want to get everybody. I'll go to Mars, I don't care.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of Lights Out Debates, where we dare you and everyone else and each other to debate. And that's what we're going to do today. We have, theoretically, a doubleheader today. And as you saw, yes, schedule, it should be a good one. We have Dart versus Viz, and the thumbnail was correct. Who's greater, Dominique Wilkins or Scottie Pippen? And so, hey, we're just waiting for everyone to make their way into the auditorium here. And then secondly, we were going to do a debate between myself and King Speech Row, which is going to be about which team that didn't win a title, that's a whole series we're doing, was greater. The 1988 Utah Jazz or the 2012 OKC Thunder. So that should be interesting as well. But, Dart, what's going on, man? How confident are you today?
I am as confident as I can be. I think that really Dominique Wilkins was a great player. I personally don't even know if he should be a top 50 greatest player of all time. Some things I could say why he could be, but I think in comparison, it's way more so Scottie Pippen over Dominique Wilkins, but we'll see how this goes. Hopefully Viz shows up. Hopefully he's not a no-show, but we'll see if he comes here. I know you said he's got the word to come on, but something I got to say about Scottie Pippen is that I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I very much appreciate Michael Jordan. I do think there is a lot of recent reactions to a lot of LeBron James fans that say, oh, well, Scottie Pippen is now terrible in respect to the Michael Jordan fans because they're reacting to LeBron James fans saying, well, Scottie Pippen was so great. He's really the catalyst of that team. Look at how the next year the record goes off and they still have a 50-plus win team without Michael Jordan. And it's something that I find interesting that there's just kind of been a flip on Scottie Pippen. Now, he's been really weird in the media, trying to sell his book, calling Michael a mean guy and all of that, to just say it nicely. But going on that tour with Horace Grant and who was it, Luke Longley, a couple of years ago, talking about how you know how they were terrible. Aircraft carrier Dominique Wilkins, he really didn't do that much in his career in comparison to a lot of other guys. So he's great. He's an all-time great. I just don't know if he's a top 50 player. I would have to say no. Actually, let me give you a number. And this isn't even updated with actual current players. This is just off of the top 75 list. I would have to say that Dominique Wilkins may be the 61st greatest player of all time. If out of 75. So out of the top 75, I would say he's the 61st. Now, that doesn't include guys like Jokic or Luka, amongst other guys. Dwight Howard, I think Dwight Howard's greater than Dominique Wilkins, even though he didn't even win a championship. But Dominique didn't win one either. So that's something I think people need to consider, are the things that Dominique didn't do in respect to that argument, if he's a top 50 player or not, compared to things that guys did do, like Dwight Howard. For one, he made it. He had a finals appearance. Dominique didn't have one. He won 3 Defensive Player of the Years, multiple rebounding champion, blocks champion, all NBA, all team defense. That guy, in comparison, oh yeah, he did win the championship. I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Dwight Howard does have a championship. I forget about that. I'm thinking about him in his prime. But aircraft carrier, I actually quit drinking for New Year's. So I haven't had a drink in the last 17 days. I'm probably going to keep up with it because I'm getting too old. But anyway, where is Viz? Viz is
he just asked me to drop the link on his latest YouTube channel or YouTube post. Hold on, I have to do this weird thing here.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Okay. Give him the link. Let's see.
Who's just keeping the people waiting? See if
yeah, it was like, come on, my guys.
I'm the bad guy here, apparently, for thinking Scottie Pippen was greater than Dominique. I'm going to present my case for it whenever Viz gets here. You know what I hope Viz doesn't do is try to say something like, let's have 1 2-minute round. Just try and not have an actual debate. So anyway, hopefully
maybe.
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
No, hold on, I'm talking to him right now. Let's see what it says. Well, I don't think that. I think that. I've never really heard like the case for Dominique to be at any. I guess I just haven't really heard like a full on somebody like sit down and say, here, Dominique Wilkins is this ranked or this ranked, and here's why. Because I think that maybe he's where he should be. I'm not too sure, but that'd be. I'd take on that debate was there for. Okay, he says he's gonna get on his PC and click the link.
Oh my god. Anyway, what's up with Roe? When is he coming to this?
Yeah, so Roe he said he was delayed at work about 20 minutes. That's why you guys could probably go first, and that would work out fine.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Where's Herm? Is Herm coming to judge?
Herm said he would. I even messaged him.
He's secretly watching.
Yeah, I can definitely judge this one here. Oh, or
Is Rogue taking the 90? Is he taking the 88 Jazz?
I'm taking the 88 Jazz.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
88 Jazz. Yeah, 88 Jazz versus 2012 OKC Thunder, I think is a very interesting debate. But that whole series is predicated on, like, you can't just use, like, their playoff run. Or, I mean, you can, but you can't, like, be like, hey, they want a chip, so they're, they have their place. It's like, what else do they do? Like, what else made that team great? So, pretty interesting series there. I mean, that was something that Roe wanted to do specifically. So it was like, okay, well, I will definitely, because we did like Spurs versus he had like I had a 2001 Spurs, he had like the 91 Lakers the first time we did that.
Yeah.
I think
the 2012 Thunder were a great team in their own right. I do have to say, I think people overhype what they were due to how all those players turned out. I think they have 2020 vision in respect to the hindsight of how great those players became. And they're like, yeah, well, they had all these guys. Well, at that time, nobody was really that, and not to say that they weren't good to great players, but
look, Edgar, when you say I don't like Stockton, he's like one of my favorite players. I argued before that he was like one of the more durable players in league history. Right? I don't like Stockton. Please. If anything, I think I overrate Stockton.
I think Stock. What's up?
No, I would say I think he's probably the second greatest point guard of all time.
Oh, you think he's the second greatest?
I mean, the resume's there, right? Like, you've got. I mean, his statistics are not even really close, right? His consistency, his durability. Obviously, there's no ring count, right? But I mean, that's a lot of things go into that. But I think as far as just being a point guard, I mean, you could say that he's the best. But obviously, Magic has the individual accolades too. But it's close.
Here's a hot take. Now, this has nothing to do with eminence or the storytelling behind it, but I think there's a real argument that you could say that Chris Paul had the best NBA careers as a point guard.
Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul, right? I think he was one of the better two-way point guards. Him and Jason Kidd.
Yeah, outside of his championships and outside the eminence, the guy was winning. Oh, here's Viz.
There we go. What up, man? Mr. Viz.
Yo, what's good? My PC acting mad goofy. If I have to, I'll go on my phone. I don't know what's going on with my PC.
Well, whatever lets you do it the best, man.
Because it's keep blacking out on me. I was trying to get on here for like the last 5 minutes, but it wouldn't let me get on. But I'm here now, so ready to rock.
Awesome. So for the chat, like I said, I invited. Hey, these judges, we've got to vet them harder during the week, I guess, because I'm checking with them 2 or 3 times. They're all like, yeah, for sure. And then, they're waiting or whatever. So it's just, but I'm happy to judge. Maybe we can get a second, third opinion from the chat afterwards. If anyone shows up here, but we won't keep the people waiting anymore. We got 13 people in the chat, which is nice. And we can just kick this off. I can be in the background here, but guys, this is again, who is greater? We're gonna have 3 3-minute rounds, and this is Dominique versus Scottie Pippen, the greater experiment debate. Okay, so we might need you guys in the chat to pay attention, as your opinions might matter here. So Who's gonna go?
Rusty, y'all, but I'll set it off since I like the rebuttal. So I think
All right,
we
so
can start off first. You
Awesome.
get a chance to
We'll start
rebuttal.
off. Clock's gonna set up here in a second.
I'll start it off.
Right.
See what I'm going at. I only got like a round and a half for you, Dart. Rest of it's off the dome.
All right. You said you want to go first, Viz?
Yeah, I go first. I like going first. Just to get out of the way, then hear what you got to say. Feel like when you go first, you get a chance to rebuttal.
Okay.
And that'll help me like with my rounds. This is kind of tough, man. This is hard. So yeah, man. Let's do it.
Alrighty. Well, there'll be a 10-second primer, Travis. I'll put you backstage right now.
Good.
There'll be a 10-second primer, and then you'll hear you'll have a countdown. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then it'll start, and then we'll alternate every 3 minutes.
All right.
Let me get this.
Try to get my accuracy up. This try to crunch a little bit of time to be accurate, so I ain't being too cliche, but I'm ready.
All righty, here you go. I'm starting it now.
My argument today is although I rank Scottie Pippen higher on the all-time list based on a lot of other things outside of just who's better mano a mano, this debate isn't about all-time ranking. It's about who's the better basketball player. In my opinion, fan of both of these guys, but individually, basketball-wise, I think Dominique Wilkins is a more skilled player. Not known to be a defender, but he was a pretty solid defender, averaged over 1.5, so close to 1.5 steals for his career. I know that's a little bit less than Scottie Pippen, but he did have the capabilities of sticking 1 through 4. Was an all-rookie team, was a lottery pick as well as Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen wasn't as effective as a rookie as Dominique Wilkins. A 40-win-plus team in his rookie year with nobody really on that team for real. I think they got Kevin Willis like a year after that. First few years, you've seen gradual improvements. He became the MVP caliber player by his 3rd year in the league. I think he finished runner-up behind Larry Bird in 86, I believe. Also runner-up and led the league in scoring at 30 points per game. People like to say that Scottie Pippen was an all-around player, which, I can agree, but Dominique Wilkins was, and he had much more heavier load as the number one guy on the team. He could pretty much do anything you need. He can defend. He can play make if need be, but obviously it wasn't his strengths to play make because he had so much of a scoring load. Elite rebounder for his position. Career high one season, averaging over 9 rebounds per game. He has a higher rebounding average per game than Scottie Pippen. He has a higher points per game than Scottie Pippen, and he has more total all points than Scottie Pippen. Each year from 86 to 89, he was capable of leading his team to 50-plus wins. And he did not have the supporting cast or Michael Jordan next to him to achieve those things. And I'm going to leave it at that right now because this is going to segue to my second round. So I'll forfeit my last 30 seconds, and I concede to Dart to go. No, T-Perfect not there.
I'll let the clock run out. It's your turn.
No, I have nothing else because it segues into the bulk of my second round. So I need to hear what you got to say to set it up. I left you with something. I know you like the rebuttal and all that, so give me what I need, and we can work on this second round.
3, 2, 1.
All right. You said Scottie is higher on the all-time list. We're talking about who's greater, not better. It's in the title of this debate. We talked about it. So you're already admitting that Scottie Pippen is greater than Dominique. So, that's kind of the debate in itself. I don't understand how you're saying how Dominique is more skilled. I'll give more specifics with that. You're talking about the rookie teams. We're supposed to be talking about the whole career. And Scottie Pippen was more so a better overall player, a greater overall player. The rebounding average is only slightly higher with 8.6, 8.4, and I'll get into more specifics with all this otherwise. But we're talking about who's greater. It's defined as the ability, quality, eminence considerably above the normal or average. In all these aspects, Scottie Pippen is more convictive evidence that Dominique Wilkins as a greater basketball player due to his dominance, which means to be commanding, controlling, and prevailing over all others. And Scottie Pippen is more eminent than Dominique Wilkins. Eminence meaning a position of prominence or superiority applies to Scottie Pippen with his on-course awards, reputation, and contributions to the game of basketball. Scottie Pippen was a member of the 92 Olympic Dream Team, arguably the greatest team ever assembled, where he led the team in assists over guys like John Stockton and Magic Johnson, both who were multiple-time Steel champions and all-time career leaders in as players. This all goes along with Pippen arguably being part of the greatest duo of all time with Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls and NBA. Again, we're talking eminence. Dominique can't claim either of these distinctions, being on a 92 Dream Team or being one of the greatest duos of all time. Scottie Pippen was awarded 3 first-team All-NBAs in comparison to Dominique's 1. To make this clear, the first-team All-NBA represents the considered best players' position for the season, and they were playing at the same time during this time. Both players were awarded 7 All-NBA in total for their career. Scottie Pippen was a 7-time All-Star compared to Dominique's 9. However, Scottie Pippen won the 94 All-Star Game MVP, where Dominique never won one. Pippen was also a 6-time MVP candidate as the second best player on his team, minus the 1 year that Jordan wasn't there, compared to Dominique 7 times, while he was the number 1 guy on his team. Additionally, Scottie was a 9-time Defensive Player of the Year candidate compared to Dominique 0. Also, Scottie Pippen was an 8-time All-NBA Defense First Team and 10-time total selection. Dominique was never awarded any of those. Pippen is also one of 2 NBA players to record 5 steals and 5 blocks in a playoff game, which he did against Detroit in '91. Pippen is also one of 3 non-guards in NBA history to have a season with more than 200 steals. Others are Rick Barry and Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon did it otherwise the first time. This is all separated from the eminence he has from his individual ability and quality, and I'm going to talk about in my next 2 rounds. Scottie Pippen had greater eminence than Dominique Wilkins, and
3,
I want to hear what you have to
2,
say.
1.
That's true. I did say I thought it was who better, but whatever. Same thing. I can make an argument for that too. Being the number 1 guy is important on the team. Scottie Pippen essentially got the term of a sidekick. And I think when you have that, it comes with less importance as the number 1 guy. As I said, through 86 through 89, as the number 1 guy, all those years, Dominique Wilkins was an MVP caliber player, finished second behind Larry Bird. As I said, Scottie Pippen, the highest he got was 3rd. Also, Scottie Pippen had the opportunity to be and show that he could be the number 1 guy, which he failed at. He had success with it, but he failed at. He also had 2 All-Stars that year in '94, which he proved. His own coach did not have the confidence in him to run the last play through him, something that would never happen to Dominique Wilkins if you had the scoring prowess as he did. In '94, he led his team to 55 wins coming off of a championship team. So you already had a championship caliber team already ready. In '89, Dominique Wilkins led his team to 57 wins, 56 wins, one of the 2. And although they both lost in the second round, Dominique Wilkins took that Boston Celtics team to 7 games where versus the New York Knicks, the Bulls lost in 6, showing that you need Michael Jordan to get you over the hump right there. As individual talent, there's nothing that Scottie Pippen can do. Well, there's nothing that Dominique Wilkins can do that Scottie Pippen can do. I think they're both equal on par with that. But Scottie Pippen really can't score on a level of Dominique Wilkins. You're talking about a guy that averaged close to 30 points multiple times in his career, averaged over 30 points, led the league in scoring one time. At his best, MVP caliber player. Also, he's one of the few guys and the first guy to come back from a career-ending injury and come back and become better. When Scottie Pippen had a back injury, he declined after that. Dominique Wilkins had a career-altering injury and he got better. And he came back being an MVP caliber player in '94, I believe, averaging pretty much 28 plus per game. off of a career-altering injury. Back at the time where the medicine was different, the surgeries, procedure, everything was different. These injuries were considered death to an NBA career. Ooh, I'm not sure what happened. Hello?
You're here.
Oh, all right. I didn't see the time. My bad. Damn, lost my train of thought. Yeah. As far as being an overall talent, I don't think Scottie Pippen couldn't overcome a back injury, which started this decline in the career. Dominique Wilkins had a career-altering injury, became better, and even later in his career on the Spurs became a six-man. But we know that Spurs team wasn't good. But the fact that he was able to adjust his game, I'm going to take that over Scottie.
You said it's less important to be the second best player on the team versus the first. But if that's the case, why is Scottie Pippen very arguably statistically as good or better than Dominique Wilkins? I don't get that in more specifics in my next round. When Jordan was gone, he had a 50-plus win record. And then you said that Dominique Wilkins, it would never happen that he wouldn't get the play. So you're claiming that every close game at the end of the games, he was the option. I would like to see evidence of that. I just explained the eminence in regards to this. And then with scoring, you admitted he was the second option, so he isn't going to score as much, but he would still average. For his career, he averaged over 15 points per game and upwards of 20 points per game at sometimes. But Scottie Pippen had greater ability than Dominique Wilkins, ability meaning the talent, skill, or proficiency in a particular area. Pippen was known for his two-way play, averaging 16.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 2 steals, and 0.8 blocks for his career. He was quick, he was strong, had the capability to facilitate the basketball or score as needed, and played terrific defense against guards and forwards. In contrast, Dominique was known more so for his scoring prowess, as you discussed, averaging 24.8 points per game for his career, 6.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, the 1.3 steals, and 0.5 blocks. For dominance, Pippen won 1 steals title against guys like John Stockton, Gary Payton, and Alvin Robertson, all defensive player of the year candidates and multiple steals champions. Dominique never had a defensive statistical title in his entire 15-year career, you claiming that he was very great at defense, or just good. He was, you could say he was good, but not all defense worthy. For career-high single-game records, Pippen outperformed Dominique in assists with a wide margin of 15 to 10. Dominique also had 1 assist game in his entire career, over 10, while Pippen said top 20 were 12 or over. 12 assists. For steals, Dominique had 7 steals per game. For the best playoff high per game averages, Pippen outperformed Dominique similarly in respect to the playoff stats. So he outperformed. He outperformed Dominique in all playoff stats except for scoring. For the best regular stats, he outperformed Dominique in every per game stat. Best regular season stats except for scoring, but with assists, he nearly doubled that as well. With all of this, Pippen was more efficient than Dominique in both field goals and 3-point field goal percentage in the regular season and playoffs, averaging about % more in both. And then Pippen also had 21 career triple-doubles. Dominique never had a triple-double in his career. And then also Pippen has totals more so. He has more totals in playoffs, and only for scoring in the regular season does he always have this much total.
I'm going to focus on Pippen's best year. Pippen's best year is widely considered the 94 season. Compared to an Achilles rupture, post-Achilles rupture, Dominique Wilkins, Pippen in his best year averaged 22, 2.9 steals, 5.6 assists, 8.7 rebounds, on 66% from the free throw line, 32% from 3, and 49% from the line. Post-Achilles, Dominique Wilkins, hold on 1 second, post-Achilles, Dominique Wilkins averaged 29.9, finished 5th in MVP. That's 2 spots behind Scottie Pippen's best year, who finished at 3rd in MVP. This is coming off of Achilles rupture. Averaged 1 steal a game, 3.2 assists, 6.8 rebounds on 85% shooting. 85% from the line, 38% from 3, and 46% from the field. When you talk about individually, I don't think an injured post-Achilles rupture season from Dominique Wilkins is more superior than Scottie Pippen's best year, and that's not even Scottie Pippen. That's not even Dominique Wilkins' best year. As far as individual talent, he did not have close to the talent that he played around, that Scottie Pippen played with. Scottie Pippen had Jordan, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong. These guys became all-stars once they retired. Then second 3P, you had Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Luke Longley, Steve Kerr, Ron Harper. You had a lot of quality pieces around him for him to excel in these positions. Like I said, Scottie Pippen is a great player, one of my all-time favorites. And yes, I do rank him higher based on everything outside of just the talent of the two. You're talking about championships and all those things that I feel like contributes to where you get ranked at, not just the individual. If you're talking about individual skill, like excluding the accolades, if we're just talking about that, Dominique Wilkins is a better basketball player than Scottie Pippen. Last season, he was a 6 Man of the Year candidate, and then, he played overseas some years. He came back to the league. By the time Scottie Pippen was at the end of his career, he went to he didn't even help the what's the team? The Rockets become anything. He did have a second chance at getting a title without Michael Jordan with the Portland Trail Blazers, the Gel Blazers. And, we see what happened with that. He was the main defender on Kobe. Yes, that was cool. But, fourth quarter came. Where was he at? Nowhere to be found. You're never getting those moments with Dominique Wilkins when it's winning time. Scottie Pippen has no clutch moments as far as being a go-to guy when you need him to go get a bucket. He can give you some stops, but his main
3, 2,
can get out.
1.
Only had a round and a half for you, Dart.
Clutch moments. What about the semi-conference finals against the New York Knicks in '93, when I believe it was Charles Smith that he blocked 3 times in a row as he went up to go up. So there you go. Also, Dominique had Doc Rivers, Spud Webb, Kevin Willis at his team. You could say Tree Rollins as a leader because he ended up being a player coach later on in his career. You're talking 1 year when I'm talking career. Pippen was winning both all NBA and all defense in the same year, along with DPOY and MVP consideration. Dominique wasn't doing anything like that. But thank you for the debate. Scottie Pippen was a better quality player than Dominique Wilkins. Quality, the degree to which an object or entity satisfies a specified set of attributes or requirements. That's talking about awards, quality contributions to the team, and playoff success. So for regular season wins, Scottie Pippen had an individual record of 810 to 368 compared to Dominique's 568 to 508, a significant difference. Scottie Pippen's playoff win percentage was 65.7% to Dominique's 39.2%. Scottie Pippen had 6 NBA championships, while Dominique never ever had a finals appearance. Pippen during these championships was pivotal to their success. In '91, he famously would guard Magic Johnson on occasion, sometimes picking him up nearly the entirety of the basketball court. Dominique never was able to satisfy a specified set of requirements as dictated to become a champion in comparison. When these two matched up against each other, Pippen went 25-10 against Dominique and his Hawks, where both played the small forward position. Dominique never defeated Scottie in the playoffs, going 0-3 when they played. And again, they played the same position. When playing each other, Scottie outperformed Dominique in 3 out of the 5 major stats on average in compared to 2 of Dominique, which were scoring and rebound. In addition, you can compare Pippen and Dominique's advanced analytics, where Scottie outperformed Dominique in value over replacement player, 63.2 to 50.6, box plus minus 4.1 to 3.3, win shares 125.1 to 117.5, while Pippen had a significantly lower usage rate of 22.5 to Dominique's 30.3. And with that as well, Scottie Pippen was also known for his team play. He was famously, as a college player, not recruited, had a growth spurt, and then really just took that on outside of having some blemishes later on in his career. But Scottie Pippen had greater ability, quality, and eminence than Dominique Wilkins. He was more dominant than Dominique Wilkins, and he's
3,
just
2, 1.
Yeah, my apologies, Dart. I forgot that you had the last round. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, T Perfect. You ain't even gotta judge it. Dart got it. I feel like I only had a strong round was the second round. I think that was shaky.
Hey, I was watching.
Oh man, I'm not trying to be here with this clown T Perfect. Thank you. I'm not trying to be here with this dude, dog.
What?
No disrespect, dog.
Hold on. So, King Shay, you're gonna be in the next round. What? Listen, I thought this was actually.
No, you just a clown, dog. Like you got clown. Don't be on the same panel and then don't say what you need to say when I'm here and then go on other platforms and talk about me, dog. Nah, I'm not with that. My bad, dog. Perfect. Go ahead.
So I heard this was actually, I think, great. This is a great format, but I think that if we can get basically just like what am I trying to say? Like the layout better, like so everyone's like, hey, this is just about greater and everything. I think it'd be better, but I thought it wasn't as one sided as I thought it was going to be. Obviously, I think Dart.
I thought Dart
took the first round because he was, he had a much clearer understanding of what the assignment was. It's greater than.
Mm-hmm.
He started explaining about how the imminence of Scottie Pippen, like the accolades, really positioned the accolades and achievements, the overall career higher than Dominique Wilkins. I actually gave you round 2, man, because I thought you did what I would have done, which was I thought really position Dominique's strengths, which was kind of his all-around game, but especially his scoring game, whereas he was – and I really wish you would have leaned a little heavier into this in round 3, but, like, basically the difference of their teams, right? Scottie was allowed to be – hold on. So Scottie was allowed to be, like, the facilitator, like, have equal or a greater stats on occasion than Dominique because, again, Dominique had more responsibility. Like, you did a great job of positioning that and, like, speaking about his – strengths, which was scoring. He really didn't have an off night. Otherwise, like you said, you mentioned a couple times, he didn't really have a Michael Jordan type player to go off of 40, 50, 60, when he was shooting 15% from the field. But then the third round came. I felt you left a lot of meat on the bone, but hey,
it's a lot of shit. I ain't even come to the table.
Yeah, I mean, Dart did great.
Dart was smoke me, dog.
Dart did a fantastic job of closing it out. Really just, highlighted the difference in. I thought the usage rate thing was devastating. He, really just closed in on like their head-to-head matchups. Really just kind of put it into perspective. Made his case a little bit more highlighted and more easy to see. But I gave it 2-1 for Dart. But hey, man, I thought that there was you obviously have a lot of great knowledge of all these players, and it's much harder to put them into a debate format. But I think, hey, man, first time's always the toughest, but I think you'll do better next time. But 2-1 Dart this time. What did you think, chat?
Yeah, I give it to Dart probably 3-0 or 2-1. I think my only round was strong was my second, but I still think Dart, that last round is just, he just blew me out the water that last round.
Fantastic last round from Dart. And
I feel if I prepare myself a little bit better with that, because it's been a minute since I did some research on Dominique and see how great he was. It's a lot of things I could have said, like his totals, him going to back-to-back with Jordan, even though it's not of a Jordan versus Dominique. I think that would have, if I would have crafted it a little bit better, it would have been cool. But Dart, we're going to run this back.
Yeah. What do you think, Dart?
Well, Herm, did you watch the whole debate?
Yeah, I seen the whole debate. I had the same way you had it, Travis. I had Dart winning 2-1. Viz did leave a lot on the table. He could have highlighted the adversities that he faced for us playing for a small market team at the time, the Atlanta Hawks, and he never had any all NBA caliber players with him, and highlight the only person he was losing to was the stacked Celtics. He could have highlighted on that a lot more. Because that's what truly was happening. But at the same time, when Dart naming all the accolades and running down through them, and you kind of really can't counter those type of points, it's gonna be tough to win that. For us, the judges, for us people looking at who won the debate, but Aircraft Atlanta is a small market franchise. A lot of people don't really know that, but it is. But Viz, you did the best you could, but you did leave a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah.
But I had Dart 2-1. Yeah, Dart dominated that. But that second round was a good one by you, Viz.
Yeah. Salute.
No, man, it's I thought, I thought you did a lot better than you probably felt you did. But like I said, and it's just like with these greater debates, it's all about just trying to position stuff that you might not think about normally, right? And so with that,
it's an uphill battle. It's a semi uphill battle with Dominique, but I still think you can. I still think if I run this back, I can make a better argument, at least for the audience to feel like who's better individually. Because, like I said, he got the accolades, but number one versus number two.
If we're talking about skill is a completely different, or better is a completely different argument. But anyway, Roe should be pulling up here. He's in the comment here. Let me ask.
Who's next?
So I'm slated to debate King's Speech over here. Let's see if he's able to pull up.
What y'all debating?
We are debating which team was greater, and this the 1988 Jazz or the 2012 Thunder. And this is the series of no team, or we can only debate teams that did not win a championship that year.
1980 Jazz? You're talking about like what, the AD Jazz?
1988 Jazz.
No, Danley was going by then. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 1988 Jazz
versus who?
Versus the 2012 OKC Thunder.
Who picked the Jazz, bro?
I picked the Jazz.
You picked the Jazz?
Yeah. I just think it's an interesting debate. But
it's a lot dear. It's a lot dear because that's one of Malone's like best years, one of Stockton and Malone's best years.
Hey, but look though, Viz. I think, in my opinion, I would have focused on. I would have brought up the fact that Dominique had 7 straight seasons of 25 plus points per game. Scottie never came close to that. Dominique was scoring champion, averaging over 30 that year. Could have mentioned that. And he did that while Michael Jordan was scoring at a high rate too. And people gotta understand when he went against the Celtics, the man was averaging over 30 on the Celtics.
Took them to 7 in 89 or 88.
Yeah, he was averaging over 30 on them. It's just that you gotta look at what he had on the squad. So I think you could have highlighted, Pippen got a lot of team success over Dominique, but he didn't have to overcome the adversities Dominique had to face.
I was trying to do that if I would have crafted that better because I was trying to focus on like the post Achilles rupture. With that, I just didn't structure right. That's what that angle you talking about. I was trying to do that with the Achilles thing because I still personally feel like that post Achilles year is better than Pippen's best year in my opinion. In my opinion, he damn near averaged 30 coming off an injury that at that time was a career killer.
And you could have highlighted how Dominique opened the doors for the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, I left. Yeah. We gonna run that back. I want to run that back with. But
I would have brought up the dunk contest.
I'm more crafted in that department than Dominique, but I do like to go outside the box because it had me do some research on Dominique.
Hey, Viz, I'm more than willing to debate you again. I'd rather not debate the same thing again, though.
So, no. I'm not saying no. Once I'm done with like the Tim Duncan thing, I'm more so random with it because it'll show you who's better at the debate. If you could debate something you're not too familiar with, I think that could highlight, who's the better between the two of discussing that. So yeah, I'm done with the Dominique, but we'll figure out something.
Definitely. No, absolutely. I think we definitely deserve another bench. I think it'll be a much polished debate. We'll find out exactly what topics there are, but we're just waiting for our boy Roe to show up here.
Yeah, Roe was in the comments.
Yeah.
Nobody only like scoring. Like, so
yeah,
I like an all-around player. Like, yeah, I said I ranked Scottie Pippen higher because I think Scottie Pippen, overall ranking is just not about like who's the better basketball player because a lot of people rank a lot of players over Kobe, and I think Kobe is probably the most skilled basketball player, like at least perimeter player all the time. So it's more than just who the better basketball player when you're talking about all-time ranking. But if you're just talking about mano y mano like me with LeBron. I think Kobe's a better basketball player than LeBron, but people are going to rank LeBron higher than him because of the shit he has on his resume.
Okay.
Who is this King Shea Solomon?
King Shea Solomon. I invited him to actually just be a judge for my debate personally, just because we need people who are going to show up consistently and judge, because I know Herm does pretty regularly, but casual have me get able to get a hold of him. Not his fault. I know they're doing stuff, but I don't want to have to also have people like myself or Viz or you do a debate and then have to stay and judge just because it's not really respectful.
I got time. I'm about to go live. It's snowing over here, so I ain't doing it. I'll probably get a couple of cut with us. You
no, it's all good, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to find people who will just be that fill into that judge slot, and not have to be make acquisitions or time, sacrifice their time.
I can judge. I'm here today. Yeah.
Well, with this, we're still waiting for Real. Can we just have King Shea give his take on the on our debate?
I don't think he was here for your entire debate. We can ask them.
Oh.
Man, I ain't got no rap for boy.
I was only here for like the second half, but from what I heard, I thought Dart won the debate.
Shy, I can't lie to you, man. You really an amateur though, so
what?
I will cook you, man.
You debate me then, nigga. Tim Duncan. We do that next week, bro. We do.
Herm. We already taking care of that. Herm. We don't. Yeah, we taking. We
want to debate me on Tim Duncan versus Akeem. Come on, dog. I don't want to do that.
These dudes only know Scottie Pippen, dog.
Yeah, Tim Duncan versus Akeem.
That's a tough debate.
I don't even want no parts of that debate.
I've learned never to
I don't want no parts of that debate because it's too much. I agree with Hakeem over Tim Duncan, and if I don't want no parts of that debate, I don't think nobody should debate.
I have those guys at 4 and 5, respectively.
Argue with Duncan versus is pretty easy. Like the points are going to be pretty
that's a great debate because it's nuanced, right? Like you can't say, "Hey, he's way better definitively or way greater." Yeah. Like it's such a nuanced, epic debate. I have them at 4 and 5 respectively, so it's like a total toss-up.
So T Perfect, who you got at 4?
I have Tim Duncan at 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, and Travis, no offense, you out your damn mind. You out your damn mind.
T Perfect, no.
Yeah.
It's tough. Right?
Like I said, I see Herm's angle too. Like I'm not mad. Like I see Tim Duncan anywhere from top 5 to top 20. If you want to, I say top 15 max. Top 20 is like really, really pushing it because Tim Duncan got a lot. But
maybe I'm tripping here.
We both got Tim Duncan at 4. I got Tim Duncan at 4 too.
Man, it's already 4 bigs better than Duncan all time. So 5 bigs better than Duncan all time.
Tim Duncan's career better than Shaq's though.
Better?
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Shit.
No, it's not.
Bring that argument. Then let's do that, Herm. Let's do that.
No, it's not.
You want to do that? Tim Duncan versus Shaq? I feel like I could argue that better than Hakeem.
That's easy work. That's easy.
Oh, let's get that next weekend. 100%, man.
That is easy.
Stop.
That'll be a good one. So Rose says he's pulling up right now. So guys, just so our judges, we got so do you guys want Dart? Are you gonna stick around? Or are you able to?
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Okay, because he's gonna be and then hey, we can have the 3 judges, but obviously Viz, you're welcome to. I'm gonna have these 3 guys judge. And Viz, you can also give your take on. And
this
then
dude is an infiltrator, dog. Y'all watch this dude. This dude is.
By the way, you know what's crazy about Viz? No, I do not. I do not think about this. I do not think.
Brother, I got everything. You can't stop mentioning my name, though. You just mentioned me yesterday.
I don't try to stop your channel, bro. Like the copyright strike, the last strike you got wasn't on.
Brother, I'm not even talking about.
Man, stay out there, man. That really some whole shit, Shy. Stay out there, man.
What he's talking about? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, stay out there, man.
You mentioned me. You just mentioned me. Did you not mention me last night?
We men, man. We don't do that drama stuff, man. We men.
That's what you do. You instigate every time. Man. You just mentioned me last night. Did you not say you watched my stream and when I was showing my stuff and you went over there and tried to get them to talk about me, dog? You gotta chill with that, dog.
Now watch.
They not your battle, dog. My battle is with Lamar only, and it's personal between me and him.
You did not watch last. You did not. I never said a
I watched. Dog, I got eyes everywhere. I'm watching every stream y'all do. I got time. I told y'all, I got time, brother.
The last time I talked about you was like a week ago. I've not
You didn't insinuate me yesterday?
No, I did not. I never brought.
I was there in the stream yesterday, but okay.
Hey, you going live later, right? Then why don't you watch it? I didn't say anything. So
watch it for what? So your punk ass boss can fucking flag me? No,
nigga, because you
two strikes now because of that clown ass nigga. No, excuse me, yo. I'm on 2 strikes now because I'm no.
Got blocked, nigga. No one's gonna flag you. No one's gonna flag.
Screw you and screw him, dog. If you want to pull up and have a discussion, I can air you out and play you. You mentioning me every day, then we'll do that because you mention me every stream, brother. Please stop mentioning me.
Person, I came up here to monitor. I'm not monitor to be a judge for the '88 Jazz versus 2012 OKC.
He perfect allowed you. Yeah. Hey, Dart. This dude's affiliated with people that.
I'm
not doing it. It's not my stream. It's whatever. Salute to the stream, y'all. Great stream, y'all. I'm not silver in the rail. Where's Ro at? Let's go, Ro.
So Ro says he's ready to get to his car. I mean,
Ro better do one of my numbers and just stream. Like when I debated Ro, I was in the car coming back from the gym. Like he better. That's what he does. 88 versus 20. Oh, Ro can't lose this, dog.
That's exactly.
I got a feeling he is. Oh man.
Aircraft Courier. Rose said that it's coming up. He says he's going to his car. I mean,
yeah, we can hold it down.
He has the link.
We can hold it down.
I know Ro isn't scared. Like he's shown up multiple times.
Yeah, Ro be with the bullshit. Dang, 88. 88. Hold on, let me look this up right now. My man doing 88 Jazz. My man T Perfect going against the grain. I like that.
Yeah, we do that. That's what we do here. We go against the grain, man.
That Ro had Braun face tougher competition in the 80s, nigga. That's what it means by that, bro.
I mean,
shut up, man.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah. But we'll see.
No, because if it depends who go first. If Ro let you go first, then Ro got the upper hand because he can counter some of that stuff. Because didn't hold on, wasn't 88? Didn't they win like 56 games in 88?
I'm gonna go over all that. I'm not gonna give any spoilers.
Look at that. Oh no, they won. Hold on, what year was that? They won 50. Oh, it was 89. Hold on, you doing 87, 88 year?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dog. What are you better than 2012 OKC or greater than 2012 OKC?
Greater than those bums. We're gonna do it. And I know the odds. I know it's I know the argument on the other side.
I ain't gonna lie, this team kind of tough though.
Oh, it's our boy.
God damn, this team got some defenders on it. God damn.
What up? Yeah, let's see what's out there. What up, Cash?
What's good, buddy?
What's up, man?
I want to see how you do this, T Perfect, because I'll take that back. You can work with a lot here. Shit, you got
right? See, Aircraft Carrier gets it. That's what we do.
Yeah, you got multiple MVP.
Y'all don't understand defensively though, but I gotta let Travis explain it. But
what with this 88 team, this 88 Jazz team?
Oh
yeah, I'm looking at it now. Like, this team, the record definitely manipulating because the record do not show what this team. Yeah, this team got some. I don't know who this Thurl Bailey guy is, but
Thurl Bailey is a man
off the bench.
Thurl Bailey is?
Oh yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna be real.
Thurl Bailey was that guy.
It's vague as hell.
Paul, he was a small forward. He was 6'9", but he was sort of like James Worthy, like could run in transition.
Even looked like him a little bit.
Yeah, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Name Vegas. I ain't be real with your name vague. Damn, who won the 6th man of the year this year? What the hell?
Right.
You talking about who won 6th man of the year and what?
The year he finished second. Oh, Ron Tarpley.
He finished second. He finished second. Oh, because he finished second a couple times.
Tarpley averaged a double off the bench. God damn. Man, them drugs want to hurt this man's career. He would have been home.
They had Marquine, they had Stockton, they had Malone.
That man couldn't leave them drugs alone, dog. Tarpley was
Had
really a dog for real.
They had a bunch of pieces and still couldn't win. The Jazz, bro.
He was a dog.
Yeah, the Jazz. I love those. Like, there's so many teams, right? Like in the late '80s, early '90s, who were like good.
Yeah.
But you don't remember those guys because they were always like losing to the Celtics. Like,
nah, yeah, Third Belly. The name sound familiar, but I can't put a face to. I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't know all of it, know all these people, but I know a lot. But some of these players, I know Tarpley though for sure, because drug addict and shit like that.
I don't know if you guys heard of this team, but
Chocolate Thunder on this squad.
One team that didn't win the NBA championship that was really good. I don't know if you heard of them. The 2016 Warriors.
This behemoth of a team that was down 3-1 to the Thunder. Yeah, this unbeatable mammoth of a team who had a postseason similar to the 08 Celtics, but nobody want to talk about that.
Hey Travis, you better tell King Shy when it comes to debating, man. I'm a whole different animal, man. Better tell the bone.
Easy work, bro.
I mean, hey, that goes without saying. Herm's a monster in the debate ring. Like, I rarely want any smoke. I definitely want some more smoke with Herm because it's been a minute, but it's only because it's fun.
Yeah, let's set it up.
Where the Herm and Dart? Dart in prime shape right now.
Dart is on like a three-match winning streak right now.
Y'all got Dart warmed up, man.
I already waved the white flag on Dart.
I think can we get like some Dart Herm action next week? That would be prime time.
Herm right got this Tim Duncan smooth. I think I'm ready for the Tim Duncan.
Hey,
Hakeem and Tim Duncan.
I didn't hear the whole thing. What's going on, guys? I didn't hear the whole thing, and yes, Dart won the debate. I would have gave it 2-1-2.
What's all right?
My God, the Scottie Pippen glaze got to stop, man. I mean, it. But yeah,
check it out. We have 5.
I love Scottie Dart.
I just proved that Scottie Pippen was greater than him.
No, Scottie. Yeah, the greater than.
You talk about Scottie Pippen in the 90s. Scottie Pippen in the 90s.
You got to put it into it then, man, yourself.
I'll put that on my sound bar, dog.
We got 5 judges this time. That'll be epic, right?
Roll.
Interesting.
I don't know about this debate, dog.
Now, Dart. Yes, we know that the 2016 Warriors did not win the championship, but we're trying to challenge ourselves, man. Like, that's like, that team need to be off limits for this series. Seriously, like, I mean, if anybody chooses the 2016 Warriors for this series, for this greatest team that didn't win series. You're like you're basically telling me you're not that good of a debater. You want to lay up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
that being said, would you like to go first or second row?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. Dart, do you want to set up the clock here?
Yep, I got it ready. It is up behind everyone right now. I'm going to put everyone backstage. Are you guys ready to start? I will start the 10-second timer.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right.
Calm it down.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going to start with the runner-up of the 2012 NBA season. It was a lockout shortened season, but it was a special season. It was a special year. It was an interesting year in the Western Conference where you had the 2012 Thunder, who was an upstart team, a team on the rise that a lot of people thought was probably a year away coming into the season, and they made it to the finals. Eventually, they lost to the 2012 Heat for the LeBron's first championship. Here's a special team. It's a special team, and it's a team of what if. They won 47-19 in the strike in the lockout shortened season. That's if you pace it out for a regular 82 game season, it's probably a 56, 57 win team. But lockout seasons are a little interesting because you get a condensed schedule based on the labor stoppage kind of messing up the timeline of the NBA season. They want to end it on, a normal season, and that's what happened. Here's a special team. You have the scoring champion and Kevin Durant. You runner up for MVP to only LeBron James. You have the DPOY runner up and Serge Ibaka, who led the league in shot blocks. You have 3 guys on the team who blocked more than one shot. That's a lot. They block 8 shots a game. You have an upstart. You have Russell Westbrook stepping up and becoming one of the better point guards in the league. As key when he outplayed Tony Parker, at the time 3-time champion, when in the conference finals. Here's a team that swept the defending champion, the Dallas Mavericks, swept them in the first round in 4. They beat Kobe Bryant, a 5-time champion, and his Lakers in 5. And in the conference finals, they beat at the time, with Tim Duncan 4-time, and some of the supporting cast had 3 rings. You beat a team with a lot of experience in the San Antonio Spurs in 6 games. They ran into a Miami Heat team prime for revenge after losing in 2011, and they lost in 5. But they've had a very strong output in that. I'll get into that later. Again, you had to back up. I didn't even mention the 6th man of the year, James Harden. You had 3 eventual MVPs on this team. I don't know too many teams you could say, and with players under 25, and these guys are MVP talent, MVP caliber players, DPOY caliber players. Also, Kendrick Perkins, a very strong post defender. I'm not sure if this is the year that Kobe Bryant went up to him in the club and said, "You're one of the best post defenders I've ever seen." Headquartered to Kendrick Perkins. But yes, he was a big part of that team.
All right, guys. So when we talk about which team is greater between these two, as my opponent already pointed out, it's important to remember that neither won the chip. Okay, so what other metrics are we using? Stats and all around context, okay? Now, when we do that, it's clear the Jazz come out on top. Let's get into it. On both sides of the court, defensively, the Jazz were a fortress that season, coming in 1st overall in defensive rating, right? They were led by defensive powerhouse and criminally underrated center Mark Eaton, who actually led the league in blocks that year and finished 2nd overall in DPOY voting, trailing only a Michael Jordan. They recorded the league's 2nd ever 200 steal and 100 block season. Offensively, they were also deadly. John Stockton and Karl Malone were each in their respective primes. Okay, top tier. Stockton led the league in assists and was 3rd in steals per game. Karl Malone was top 5 in both points and rebounds per game. Again, how many times in NBA history have we seen 2 players who both have a legitimate argument for best ever at their positions been on the same team in their absolute primes? Tell me, what, Magic and Kareem for 1, maybe 2 years? Shaq and Kobe in 03? Both of those examples are a bit of a stretch, okay? Not so with Stockton and Malone. 1988 was really the middle of that consistent dominance, okay? But it wasn't just those 3 players who made the Jazz scary. Thurl Bailey finished 6th man of the year runner-up, while guys like Daryl Griffith and Kelly Tripucka added quality minutes off the bench. In fact, this Utah Jazz team joins the 1996 and 98 Bulls as the only teams ever to have at least 2 players finish top 10 in MVP voting and at least 3 players finish top 10 in DPOY voting that same year. Okay, so all around, the Jazz were way better well-rounded as far as, especially compared to their composition or their competition that year. And if you look at that, just that last fact says exactly what they were bringing to the table. MVP caliber play, defensive accolades and achievements, and they were just better on both ends of the floor, arguably. Now, this is not to actually poo-poo all over the OKC Thunder. They were fantastic, but their game really depended on guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, just iso ball, a lot of iso ball, okay? We'll go over that in rounds 2 and 3. I'm going to highlight how less cohesive offensively they were. Well, obviously we cover the defense, and why the argument for 3 future MVPs on one team doesn't matter because there were none of that during the year that Rowe chose. Okay, so we're going to keep on going into that, and I will highlight differences in rounds 2 and 3.
3, 2, 1.
And Travis mentioned again. I must admit this. The Jazz were a great team. Karl Malone was the high scorer in most of the games that they lost in 7 to the eventual champions, Los Angeles Lakers. But you're talking about a 47-win team over 82 games versus a 47-win team over 66 games. Like unless the Thunder would go 0-16 in the other 16 games, which I wouldn't see happening. I wouldn't see the team be going on a 16-win losing streak, 16-game losing streak. The OKC Thunder were a better team in the regular season. They performed better in the playoffs. Again, they didn't win a championship, but they swept a considerable. Basically, they swept. How many champions? Like how many captains? I say of the captains, you had 10 world championships between Dirk, Kobe, and Tim Duncan. Again, I mentioned they would eventually be MVPs because it tells you the talent level. These were the first. This was Kevin Durant was the 2nd pick. Russell Westbrook was the 4th pick. James Harden was the 3rd pick of the previous 3 drafts in reverse order, respectively. Serge Ibaka, a late 1st-round steal. Thabo Sefolosha, Darren Collison. They had a lot of good. Derek Fisher, mind you, a guy who won 5 championships with Kobe Bryant, was on that team. A lot of experience, a lot of defense, a lot of movable parts. They could lose one guy and go on. It's a good what if because James Harden was traded after that season, and we never got to see this team go on another run. Even Russell Westbrook was hurt in the first round of the playoffs against the Rockets, and we never got to see what this team could exactly do healthy going forward. But we know that this team was, if kept together, was knocking on the championship door as they made it to the finals. Utah would not make it to the finals for another 10 years. Again, we're talking about these teams in the year they were, but OKC really was a team that kind of overachieved and just had immense talent. They were coached by Scottie Brooks, a veteran coach, a coach that got a lot out of them. Again, Thabo Sefolosha on defense, one of the best perimeter defenders. Rebounding was like one of the odd things that the team was not that great at. But again, blocking shots, covering the rim, having rim protection, perimeter defense, shot creation. This team wasn't just a ISO heavy team. They were actually a good piece of the puzzle with a lot of great talent.
So again, when people are talking about the 2012 Thunder, like we just heard, the first thing they throw out and kind of elaborate on is, hey, 3 future MVPs. And yeah, that sounds fantastic, right? But when we're talking about the team that was greater in the season they actually played, and again, this is also a lockout season, right? So there's a lot of things left on the table. The Jazz didn't have that luxury, right? Of saying, okay, what if? Oh, like, my guys were doing fantastic halfway through the season. That argument falls apart because none of those guys, again, were MVPs in 2012. They weren't even close to their individual peaks. What they became later has nothing to do with how good they were that year, okay? And in 2012, that Thunder team was still extremely raw. They were 22 and 23 years old as far as their 3 superstars, okay? Turnover prone, ISO heavy, and heavily dependent on individual shot making, okay? That's not greatness. Let's be honest. That Thunder's reputation gets inflated because of what we know happened after and during their careers, okay? In terms of those 3 guys, individual careers, and what we know they went on to accomplish separately. But if you strip away hindsight and just look at the team in real time, they had real flaws. They were 17th in points allowed per game, literally middle of the pack, which is not what you expect from a supposedly all-time great young core. They were 17th in assists per game. They were bottom 10 in turnovers. Meanwhile, the Jazz were number 2 in assists per game, playing a brand of basketball based on ball movement, structure, and execution. The Thunder relied on James Harden to bail out the second unit because their bench outside of him was relatively flimsy, okay? And here's the part where it really exposes that the 3 MVP argument, right? The Thunder again replaced MVP or future MVP James Harden the next year with journeyman Kevin Martin, and that Thunder team got better as far as, presumably wins. They finished 60 wins as far as 47 when they were projected 56 or 57 from that year before. Okay, and they got better offensively and defensively, going to number 1 in offensive rating and top 5 in defensive rating, down from 17 the year before. Okay, now they improved all around. Okay, think about what that means. If Harden was truly playing at some MVP caliber level in 2012, losing him should have crippled that team, right? Instead, they upgraded across the board. Okay, so the real question is, did they play like MVPs in 2012? Not even close. Meanwhile, the Jazz had 2 greats already operating at an MVP level that very season, which is what we're talking about, guys. It's not what happened later in their careers. It's what they did, who they were in those individual seasons, okay? The Jazz had better star power, relatively speaking, during that current part of their careers, a much more well-rounded team on both ends of the floor, as I've highlighted already, and we talked about why that was. I just told you about the stats, and we'll round it out in round 3.
You know, I accuse my opponent when I judge his debates of hiding the dirt a lot, and in this case, he hid a lot of dirt. Number one, he says that the Jazz, the Thunder was a 47-win team again versus a 66-game schedule. They won 60 games the next year versus a full schedule. I already mentioned that if you pace it out, that's 56, 57 wins. You're talking about a 3-win with a team that's more experienced. Okay. I thought my opponent mentioned how the Thunder were high in turnovers. They turned over the ball 16 times in the regular season. They turned over the ball 11 times a game in the playoffs. Utah Jazz turned over the ball 18 times a game. 18 times, fellas. 18 times. I'm going to say it again. My opponent tells me how they play great pick and roll basketball. Yet they were the 16th. 16 out of 23 teams on you. We hadn't got the expansion teams in there yet, right? So we're only at 23 teams. The Heat, Jazz, the Heat, the 4 expansion teams, the 2 Florida teams, and Minnesota, and the other team would come later. They were 16 out of 23. That's really the top of the bottom third in offensive rating. They were 11th in point score. That's middle of the pack. Defensively, I say we're number 1 defensive rated team. They gave up 105 a game, and that was great. But again, Karl Malone had 4 turnovers himself. They turned over the ball 18 times a game. Again, they had a lot of assists, and that's part of it. That's my opponent would tell you that the Thunder weren't a great team because guys could get their own shots. That's ridiculous. That's really part of basketball. Having 3 guys who can get their own shot at an elite level. He said earlier he mentioned 2 top 10 MVPs. Well, Karl Malone was 8th and John Stockton was 10th. Kevin Durant was 2nd, only to LeBron James. The 23-year-old Kevin Durant was 2nd. Again, 2nd in the DPOY. Yes, Marquinhos was a great shot blocker. So was Serge Ibaka. Unlike Eaton, he doesn't have a Kendrick Perkins and a Kevin Durant. That team blanketed you on defense. They were hard to score on. Again, they were not necessarily middle of the pack. Oh, and did I mention in the playoffs? I think I did. But the Thunder only had 11 turnovers a game. That they played very efficient, took care of the ball, and beat 3 teams that, frankly, had a lot more experience in them. How do I round it out? I mean, again, you had basically great scores. Thurl Bailey, again, I'm not gonna hide the dirt. Thurl Bailey, great scorer off the bench. Karl Malone, really, he's a 6th man because he's a power forward playing the same position as Karl Malone. But they found a way to make it work. I don't see much backcourt scoring outside of Darryl Griffin.
All right, and again, I just want to emphasize that's exactly what the Thunder were. They were middle of the pack, no matter how you want to spin it, what names you want to bring out on the roster. Yeah, they had some great defenders. They had some great players. No one's actually denying that their team could score. They could defend, but the numbers do speak for themselves. They were 17th in opponent's points per lab per game during that year. They were markedly better the year after. Okay, but again, we're talking about 2012. They're not in the same league as the Jazz when you talk about defensively. Okay, and again, we've already gone over that. But let's also talk about who they were actually playing and what the league looked like back then. Okay, what they had to go through. Okay, now because that matters a lot. The 1988 Jazz, again, we're talking about these teams, again, to reiterate this, none of those teams obviously won the chip. Why is that? The Jazz lost to the Showtime Lakers around 2, a dynasty, a juggernaut looking to repeat and win its 5th ring that season or that decade, which is virtually unheard of. Okay, a team with Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Byron Scott, you know all the names. Again, all these people still contribute. That Lakers team won 62 games, had a multiple Hall of Famers in the prime, and was one of the greatest decade-long runs in NBA history. Okay, they pushed that team to 7 games. That's an accomplishment in itself, and that's what we're talking about here. Meanwhile, the Thunder lost to the 2012 Heat. Still a great team, no doubt. No one's trying to take that away, but not on the same historical level as the 80s Lakers. Let's not forget, that same Heat team was coming off one of the biggest finals disappointments in league history the year before. They had just blown a title they were heavily favored to win. They were under massive pressure to win, still figuring out their identity, still inconsistent, still vulnerable. Thunder didn't push them to the brink. They lost in 5. They got out-executed, out-coached, and out-experienced. Okay? Now, meanwhile, here's something else that makes Utah's performance more impressive. The year before, that same Lakers squad had the league MVP, the DPOY, and the Finals MVP, and none of those awards belonged to still consensus top 3 player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is still on the roster and one of the greatest players ever. Think about that. You're talking about a team so stacked, so loaded with talent, that those major awards didn't go to a player who's no worse than 3rd all time, okay, and still arguably putting up some prime numbers there. That's the level of monster the Jazz were going against. They still took it to a 7th game, okay? So when you compare those two teams' playoff exits, it's not even close. The Jazz went toe-to-toe with an all-time dynasty, nearly took care of business. Thunder got handled by a team that wasn't even the best version of itself yet. That's the difference. That's what we're actually talking about here. Not ring count, not accolades and achievements, not what they did for years to come. That year. The Jazz proved they could compete with greatness. The Thunder proved they weren't ready for it. Okay? When you put everything together, it's not close. 88 Jazz team.
All right, that was a great debate. How do you think you did, Travis?
As far as that one goes, I think I did okay. There's when you go into these teams, which they're not considered quote unquote all-time great teams. There's a reason for that, right? I think it's tough, and I think it's more fun because you have to kind of dig deeper and craft your argument as to why you think your team is better without having to rely on a championship, right? And so I think I did okay, but it's not up to me.
Hey, Perfect, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The thing I actually like about this debate is that the identity around it is similar. Like you talk about comparing 2 young teams that didn't win, but pushed all-time great teams to the brink of losing. And you also talk about 2 teams that played in the last 40 years. So we would all naturally have great knowledge of both teams if we actually did the research,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, definitely 2 great picks. And let's see, Roe did out, but anyway, we'll have the judges go. Casual is no longer here, but hey, we'll start it from the top. Dart, what do you think?
Yeah, let King Shea go first. He seemed pretty
Oh yeah, King, lead us off.
All right. So I actually thought Roe won the first round. I liked his MVP point. I like the point about the Miami Heat beat an all-time great team that the Thunder lost to, but played in a tougher conference. I really like that point. But I will be honest. The reason why I think overall you won T Perfect is you had more detailed responses. You brought up what actually happened instead of things like the future MVPs, and future MVPs is not in the same year. Like the 2 top 10 in MVP stuff, 3 top 10 in DPOI stuff. I mean, that's the same season. You're talking about Thurl Bailey being the best bench player out of those 2 teams, which is undeniably a fact, and that was also a good point. You brought up the fact that they actually took a dynasty to a Game 7, unlike the Thunder, who got gentleman swept. I also like that point. You also brought up the personnel as well. Thurl Bailey, Malone, Stockton, Marking, all these guys. So, yeah, even though Roe did the same, me personally, I think the 2012 OKC were better, but overall, I think you won the last 2 rounds. So I just have to say you won the debate,
Hey, appreciate that, man. We got one, but we got in rarity, we got 3 more to go. We'll see what happens. What up, Herm? Why don't you go next?
I had you winning the debate on Travis.
Jesus
I
Christ.
felt Roll took too long to warm up because that first round he was so long winded. He really didn't get to his point until the later part of that first round. Third round, I felt that's when he got warmed up, but by the time that happened, it was too late. Was more detailed. Travis actually came with more facts in that debate, and I just felt that from start to finish, Travis was just more consistent. Rowe just took a minute to actually get warmed up. Sometimes that happens, and that's what he got caught up in. So I got Travis winning the debate. I honestly, I gotta say 3-0. Honestly, I gotta say 3-0.
Let's go, baby. Dart.
All right, so I thought the first round was actually the closest round. I thought Rowe came in talking about the potential to lock out season. He talked about the individual accolades of everyone on the Thunder, the teams that already at that point had a storied franchise, and then the candidates otherwise. And then brought up the hindsight aspect of the 3 eventual MVPs. Travis, I think he did bring up more specifics. He did similar things to what Rowe did in respect to announcing all of those things. But then he also countered the future 3 MVPs aspect of it, and he got a little bit more detailed, and he was more succinct and articulate of how he was describing the MVP voting, Defensive Player of the Year voting, and he got a little bit more into the bench players. So I gave the edge to Travis on that one. In the second round, I gave that one to Travis as well. I think he countered again the 3 future MVPs that were relevant. He did the same thing. He got brought up again, but his counter was that they were greater in the season that they played. He said there's no what ifs. And then he was talking more specific about that individual season, saying that these guys weren't at their peaks or MVP candidates. It's just a counter that he had. He talked about them being turnover prone, 17 assists per game. Then he was doing those direct matchups with those more specific numbers. So the second one I gave to Travis. The third round I gave to Rowe. He countered the full schedule of the what ifs. He was talking about the specifics of turning the ball over less than the Jazz, the pick and roll basketball, how great that was, countering the whole ISO ball with them being 16 out of 23rd for offensive rating, 11th points scored, amongst other things. The 11 to 18 turnovers disparity. I gave that third round the Rowe. It just wasn't enough in total. I think it was pretty close. I think Travis edged it out. I think the first round was the most competitive, and I give the debate to Travis.
Let's go, baby.
Rowe, how do you think you did? You kind of dropped off, so we really want to do.
I had to put my directions in. I thought I did very well. I thought again I'm a counterpuncher, and I went first because I wanted to set the tone. Look, I don't know how you be long-winded when you get 3 minutes. I mean, obviously, but hey, that's that's neither here nor there. Do we have the fourth judge?
You don't get what I'm really saying. I'm saying that you was long-winded in your opening dialogue, to finally get to your point, though. So that's what I'm really referring to.
The point is, no, I get it. But the point is, in this series, we're trying to lay out the teams, and we're trying to lay out, who's on it. You really want to mention everybody on the team. You don't want to act like it's a 2-man team. You want to, bring up, you want to bring up basically the elements of the team, who coached it, and everything else. Who's the 6th man who's coming off the bench? What exactly he did, competition. I did mention beating. If you're telling me beating Kobe Bryant and beating Tim Duncan is not beating dynasties, versus competing with a dynasty. Again, I did mention that they took the Showtime Lakers to 7. It was the second round. But yeah, I mean, look, it was I think I forgot to mention that the Jazz lost in the next year in the first round, which again, kind of brings up okay, the team didn't win, but did they kind of prove it did they kind of prove that they were knocking on the door in the subsequent seasons, right? But yeah, I mean, those are just facts that you can bring up in this series. Really, you want to lay out teams, so it's and again, I thought I did a lot of counter punches. When Travis tried to lay out that they were a great efficient team, they were bottom third in efficient in offensive rating. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But hey, Trav did a great job. Trav does normally, he's good at hiding that dirt.
Yeah, I thought this was a great debate. I'm actually glad Roe convinced me to do this. This is a great series, I think, because it makes you, first of all, choose your team, which is tough, right? You can't just be because you have to say, okay, who did enough that season and in the playoffs maybe to have a case. It can't be anyone who won, and there's just so much that opens it up to so much, right? And so I can't wait to do this again. We'll have a rubber match. We'll do this again. But aircraft carrier, no. I have definitely been beaten numerous times, both by Rose beat me, Herms beat me, Darby. No one has an unblemished debate record, to my knowledge. Here,
yeah, it's hard to win every damn debate.
So
I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated.
I definitely challenge your ass.
I'm undefeated.
Biz is still here, right?
No, Biz is gone, but Herman, I think, Herman on this platform is undefeated, so we're gonna have to change that next weekend.
Yeah. I want you, Herm. I want you in the ring, bro. I want you to ring, and we're gonna do another one of these one-on-one discussion debates.
I want to do the Tim Duncan versus Hakeem shit. I want to do that, Herm.
Lord, we done run that one. Can we do someone else? I mean, my God, we done run that to the ground, bro. How many versions of the same debate can you do? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. There's a Go Chase Kingdom member here. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
As usual, what I will do.
I mean, he could easy top 5, bro.
Hey, King
Why
Roll,
you don't
bro,
want to beat the top 5?
I'm not being biased, nigga.
Why you don't want to beat the top 5?
I'll give you. You know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt to believe that it's your integrity judge debate, not your prejudged feelings about King Rowe and his platform. But it's all good, man. All right, so it's all fun, man. We have fun over here with this debate. It's not, we try not to get. It's all about the facts, man. Even though we're talking about a middle of the pack finals team, Travis. Middle of the pack finals team. The team that made it to the finals, middle of the pack. I mean,
Ro, I do want to say that first round, I could easily give it to you as well. So that it's it really, if I could do it, I would make it a draw. I thought it was really that close. I just
I'll tell you this: I will never, unlike a Hollywood Herm, I will never judge a debate in a draw. I will never do that unless someone. I will never judge a debate in a draw unless both of y'all fall on your face. And again, nobody, you can read facts off of paper, so nobody's gonna fall off their face. I just never heard of a middle of the pack team debate to the finals. But what can I say?
Easily, guys. Well, this is that. Oh, go ahead, Dirk.
Yeah. No, I was going to say is that, I think that the really, I actually in hindsight, because I asked to wait. I think that first round was really tough, man. You might have won that first round. It was. I think Travis just had the advantage because he went second and got to counter your points.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, that's
again,
probably.
I thought I had more counters to the Travisisms. I didn't get thank God he sold that saved that middle of the pack final team for the third round, but he went second. I didn't have a chance to jump on that one. Again, I thought when he said, the pick and roll was so efficient and the team was 16th in offensive rating out of a 23-team league, I thought that was a real haymaker, but what can you do? Oh shit, they had expanded the Bronx River Parkway. Thank God.
So next weekend, guys, what we'll do is we'll try to have like our avatars too with our records, but I'll figure out exactly what we're doing as far as these matchups because we're gonna get different matchups here.
Hey,
Like we gotta.
hey, there's two people up here that I want in the ring, and I want Shy and I want Herm. So we
Okay.
can have a whole
bet.
we can have a whole debate-a-palooza next week if y'all up for it.
Hey, King Roll, y'all debate today with T Perfect just inspired me. Do you want to do like 88 Stockton versus 2012 Russell Westbrook or some shit? Or just let me know.
Why I gotta take 2012?
No. I'm saying, like, do you want to do
let
that?
the league assist, and I gotta take the youngest version of like how old was Stockton in '88? I think he was around 26.
Yeah, 25, something like that.
Take Brian
Okay, let me
Brady.
get a different Stockton year. How about that? I mean, a different Westbrook year.
Okay, all right, fine. So 20, I'll do 2016 Westbrook. I'll do 2016 Westbrook. You do like 94 John Stockton. Something like that.
You give me. I thought you wanted Stockton.
No, I said no. You know me, I'm going with Westbrook.
Figure it out.
No,
I'm not debating against Westbrook. Westbrook's my favorite player in the league.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he played with LeBron. Yeah, I understand.
Oh, he got scapegoated with LeBron. So
he did not get scapegoated with LeBron, man.
Oh my God, did he not get scapegoated with LeBron?
Well, what I want to do, guys,
I can debate right now and smoke
bro, you want to
somebody.
do like?
I don't care.
Oh, man.
We're gonna figure it out, guys.
Pick a team.
Hey,
well, hold on. I want to ask you a question.
I want to see how you lay out your team, Herm.
All right, pick a team and I'll go from there.
And mind you, they can't be championship because again, the reason why I want to do it again for this series, the reason why we don't want to do championship teams because they kind of easy. Like if you're doing championship versus championship, that's great, but like a lot of times people have this championship team is greater. So let's take two teams that did not win the chip. They go, whatever round, however far they got, and to basically lay out who's greater.
I'm down.
So, yeah.
Who's
hit me. You hit me up in the Discord and pick your. You ain't got to pick them now.
Bro, who are you debating next week? Are you debating King Shy or are you debating Herm?
I told you I want both of them. Like I said, we can have a debate-a-palooza. I don't know.
Well,
if y'all up for it? That's the question.
Hold on. So
I think that's too much row for one day.
Yeah, King's Speech or Shay.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? We'll have Herm. You and Ro can work out what you want to do. We'll have you guys as a ticket, and I'm sure that I can get some. But would you, King? Would you like to debate myself or Dart?
On what?
We can figure that out.
Okay, sure. All right, sure.
And we also have a channel, so I can host one of these debates if necessary.
Yeah.
Want to take too much of y'all time.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, either way, guys, we'll have more great debates coming your way next weekend with a little more diversity, right? We'll get some.
We got a couple of grudge matches coming up. You know what I'm saying? We need some grudge matches here, bro. Like
we'll get grudge matches. We're gonna amplify it, like you said.
All this kumbaya shit, man.
Yeah, and now Dart and Herm have targets on their back now, so we're gonna try to take them down properly. And we'll see.
There's a lot of people calling out. Hey, Dart. There's a lot of people calling you out in space, but they're scared to speak your name. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about.
They don't
want to talk about
me out.
Okay, man. Leave them alone.
So last words, guys. Go ahead and we'll wrap this up. We'll get to some football here momentarily. And thank you all the judges for showing up. Herm, as usual, reliable, brilliant ass dude. And we'll debate the hell out of you next week. King Shay, thank you as well. Obviously, Dart stepped in as well. Last words, guys. Go ahead, Ro.
Yeah. So by far as next week, you organized it. Watch me out for 10 Toes Down. We'll be getting into Scottie Pippen in the 90s. I owe y'all that one. It's been hard to kind of, little man wants to go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, so it's kind of hard to host shows while he's there. But I'll get back on the ball. And we're going to talk about Scottie Pippen in the 90s. For sure.
Absolutely. Take us away, King.
Yeah, man, this was a great debate. I really loved it. King Rowe and T Perfect, two dudes that understand the game to a certain degree, and I really like the debates. You know, obviously 80 Jazz versus 2012 OKC. It was very unique, and you know what I mean. We're gonna come back next week with more unique, more unique shit. You know.
Hell
So,
yeah, that's the goal. What's up, Dart?
I want to know who is calling me out, Ro. Who's calling me out?
Man, it's been a few names, man. I swear, it's been a few names. But you know, I mean, some of them you probably know. Some of them they're kind of mad that we're doing something over here and shit. Like, you know what I mean? What can you do, man? Like, but like I said, hey, you got beef with me? Say my name, call me out. Let's hammer it out, man. That's it. You know, but yeah, there's a couple people that you know. I don't know if they step in the debate. Well, one of them stepped in the debate for him, but you know he's a little salty. So, yeah, that's his word on the street. That's word on the street. I mean, you know,
is it the GJK guys and
well, the
FYF?
Scottie Pippen, the Scottie Pippen in the '90s guys, Scottie Pippen in the '90s. And again, I would love to have them over here to kind of, you know, hey, get in the ring, man.
Fuck those guys. I wouldn't fuck with either of them. I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have a conversation to have with Lamont at all. I refuse to do anything with him because he's.
I got you. I understand.
And then Johnny's complicit with it, and I haven't reached out to him and told him about my situation. He doesn't give a fuck, so he can go fuck himself. So yeah, I'm not doing anything with them, and yeah, they can go fuck themselves. That's how I feel about it.
Well, yeah, there's some other Discord guys that, you know, again, like I said, I just. Like I said, I like to keep the content, man. I like to keep it on the content. I like to keep it on the facts. And like I said, if you feel a certain way about what we say online.
Yeah. I feel like we're doing a great job of that here. We're doing a great job of that here by not like we different topics every time, different debate structures. We're getting away from, you know, the LeBron Mike thing. Like I said, there's nothing's off limits, but you know, having a diverse range of topics is the GOAT, right?
Right. Not rehashing the same show over and over and over again.
And also, everyone's come debate, and we're gonna have some more great debates next weekend. And hey, shout out to my this week's opponent, King Speech Row. Always good for a scintillating debate, challenging as heck, and more of the same next week, guys. So again, thanks for joining us here on Lights Out. And again, check out King's Beach. We'll be doing live streams all the time. So will we, and we'll come at you again throughout the week and this weekend or next weekend. Okay.
Big facts, y'all. All right. Salute. Catch y'all later.